Hey everybody, Josh Wilmuth here with Central Texas Technology Solutions. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Wanted to give you a reminder that in about 30 minutes, our very own Kurt Rainier, our Director of Technical Services, is going to be holding a webinar that you're all going to want to see. So he's going to be going over the ever-evolving landscape of business technology. So he's got 10 large items that he's going to take an in-depth look at that you need to know more information about as technology changes. So a lot of us are using technology that we've always used in our business 10 years ago. And that, as you know, technology is changing. So he's got 10 items and some details and some talking points on each one of those. I actually stole his slide deck, and I've got some of the key points here I want to share with you. He's going to go over internet connectivity. How many of you are still using the same internet service provider as you did 10 years ago? In a lot of cases, that makes a lot of sense. But also, in a lot of cases, there's other options out there that make a lot more financial and productivity sense out there. So he's going to go through a lot of different options, from the dial-up to broadband to fiber, and kind of in the future with the wireless side of things and cellular. And does it make sense that you've got failover backup to cellular backup to access your data that's in the cloud? More and more of our data is getting to the cloud. There's less and less stuff that's on premise nowadays. So he's going to be touching on that. Antivirus. If you're still using the free antivirus solution that you had, if you had any free antivirus solution, we've got to change that. That is an old, antiquated, definition-based detection method. It requires a definition to match some kind of file type or file keys on your machine. We need to move that over to a behavior base, so that way that the system is sitting there watching your computer and understanding, hey, it's not normal that all the icons on your desktop change from a .doc file to a .exe file. So it's watching those things. It's behavioral based. So that is very, very important. So he's going to touch on any virus, any malware, zero-day threats, just the things that are the bad guys are making money on nowadays. Next, security awareness. Just knowing what's going on out there in the business world, and this is not just in the Central Texas area. This is stuff that's going on all over the world. How people are profiting from getting stolen credentials for your company, how they're accessing your email, how they're transferring money out of your bank accounts overseas, and you've never seen that money ever again. So a lot of horror stories out there. I could go on and on that. But he's going to go over some of the security training, what your company needs to be doing, some of the things that we're offering as well to help train your folks, to help them be more educated, to make sure that they're making the right decisions when they're sitting there each and every day. Next, backup and disaster recovery. So back in the old days, we used to back up to tape and floppy drives. Those days are gone, way gone. Now things were moving to disks. It became a lot cheaper and a lot faster. Well, now disks are going away, and now we're moving to the cloud. So he's going to go through the iteration of the transformation from tape to disk to cloud and where it's moving into the future. Also, he's going to cover a lot of information as far as is just a simple file and folder backup right for your company, or do you need more of a business continuity solution? Something that if your business were to become flooded or fire or any kind of disaster you want to think of, where are you the next day? Are you still in business? Or is it something that you're able to recover from? So he's going to go through a lot of different options there. Cloud services, touched on this a little bit earlier. So one of the earliest cloud services that you were on that you probably didn't realize, it was email. Email, whether it would be Gmail, a Yahoo account, a Hotmail account, or a company, a corporation email, you want to make sure that you're in the cloud then. So those systems are hosted in a remote location, make it in a cloud. You may not think of that as the cloud, but that definitely was. Websites, you don't have a server at your office anymore that has a website on it. That's all at a hosting company. That's in the cloud. So a lot of services that we're using are moving to the cloud. If you're not using cloud fully, you need to start thinking about it. That's where all the companies are moving towards, because it's more cost effective for companies to support that. So need to look at that. Next, telecommunications. PBX systems, if you've got a phone system that sits on a wall somewhere within your office, you've got to look at voice over IP. We've migrated many clients over to it. Not only is there more benefits within the feature set of the phone system, the cost savings are tremendous. And there's nothing, when you outgrow a certain system, you don't have to go buy a $2,500 voicemail card to throw back in there. Nothing along those lines. It's a turn of a dial. It's a click of a button. You instantly have more seats. And just in the reverse, if you remove an employee, you don't have that space sitting out there wasted. You're able to retract those costs. So he's going to go over a lot of different things on the on-premise, the cloud side, and also include fax, and talk a little bit about the fax options out there. Next, virtual desktops and cloud computing. So I've shared with you guys in the past, we no longer have physical machines that we rely upon here at CTTS. Our computers are in a data center that's replicated both on the East and West Coast. So whether we are here at the office, where we're at a client site, whether we're at the home office or at the beach, we're using the same computer, the same platform, using the same applications as the rest of our team. So it eliminates the excuses of not being connected, not having this tool, not having this application in order to get things done. It's all still in the same place. So a lot of benefits to moving organizations there. Next, mobile devices and IoT, so the Internet of Things. Bring your own device. If you've got a cell phone and you've got your company information on that, there's a lot of information you need to know from an employee and an employer standpoint about all that data on your personal device. He's going to talk about managing that data in those devices and what the best practices for those are. Next is going to be the IoT side of things. So you've got a lot of different devices that are coming out that are listening and watching. And that can be a doorbell to an office. That can be the security system. There can be any number of things out there. So how does that integrate with your current business model, and what risks are associated with it? Two more topics here: marketing. So whether you've got a website that's more along the lines of a brochure, or if you've got a website that's more dynamic and something that changes from time to time, he's going to go through some of the differences there. Some of the direct mail to email changes, so we're no longer putting a stamp on things and putting it in the mail, that things are coming across in email. So making sure you're staying, within the legal rights of sending people emails. You're not just spamming people out there, and that's what you obviously don't want to do. He's going to talk about the importance of social media. So obviously I'm coming to you today through Facebook. We've had a lot of success in Facebook, and we've talked to a lot of our clients about some of the success that we're doing in Facebook. It's something that we are putting a lot of attention to, because our clients, each one of our clients and companies, have a Facebook page, and their nose is in their phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's something that gives us the opportunity to communicate to them, whether it be a marketing information or some events that we've got going on, or just education. So we want to make sure that we're providing you guys with some value, and want to make sure that you're always watching our stuff. And it also helps reduce the amount of phone calls we've got coming in. If I can educate you on not to click some link, then that's going to make our lives easier here within the CTTS walls. Lastly, he's going to go over the internal versus external IT. So if you've got an internal IT department, what are they doing all day long? Is that necessary? What does it mean to move to an external IT department, and how do companies like CTTS operate? I often use the term with folks, one throat to choke. I love it when you've got any kind of problem, whether it be a help desk issue, you can't print something, or if you've got a major catastrophe, something's on fire, that we're that first person to call. We're the firemen. So that's the way we want it. He's going to cover VCIO services. So that is basically a virtual CIO, or Chief Information Officer. So we are your C-level employee on your team to bounce ideas off of, talk through business strategies, to decide whether we need to invest in another server in the upcoming year, plan for desktop upgrades, work through those situations. Sometimes when we get into a client agreement and they've got technology that they went and bought off the shelf, Best Buy and Fry's and different places like that, it makes it very, very hard to integrate things into one piece. So number one, it can be managed. Number two, it's secure, and number three, that it grows. So we don't want to be making purchases that you're making year after year after year. We want to make investments, 3 to 5 year investments, to make sure that the money you're spending is going towards the correct things. So he's going to be talking a lot about that, and just making sure the technology in general is working for you. So today, and I'm going to look at the clock here, less than 30 minutes. We got 11 o'clock Central Time. Kurt Rainier, ever-evolving landscape of business technology. Going to go through a presentation. You'll have the opportunity to ask him questions, dig in deep on any particular topics that you want to. If you go through the presentation and you still have more questions, we'd love to come out and meet with you guys, whether that be come out just a one-on-one meeting, whether it be a phone call, whether it be a lunch and learn. We can come out, and we do that all the time, to bring in and pick a particular subject and you know, go have a deep dive on the things that make the most value for you and your office. So 30 minutes, 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. I'll put a Zoom link above so you can click on that. It's going to ask for your name, your email address, and your phone number. It's going to send you a link. Pretty easy to do if you've never used Zoom. Very, very good product. It's going to take about an hour of your time, so love to see you guys on there. For everybody that shows up on the webinar, we're going to send you a Starbucks gift card, so just as a little thank you for taking the time to go through this with us. We're also going to be recording this, so if you've got things going on right now and you just can't break away, we're going to be letting you know where you can go watch that video later on. So we appreciate you guys very much. If there's anything we can ever do for you, please give us a shout. Our phone number is 512-388-5559, and we'll look forward to seeing you here in a couple minutes. Take care. We'll see you around. Bye-bye.